Despite the fact that stores have been covering every nook, cranny, and corner with tinsel since Labor Day, the holiday season officially kicks off tomorrow. When we emerge from our food comas, we will hit the stores and then the drive. It's fun, it's festive, and it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to help others you'll never meet. You won't receive a thank you. The recipients won't have a clue. But that's what makes it special. In this week's Out South Florida, we have a list of opportunities for you to make a difference in a fun and festive fashion. Bears of South Florida is collecting teddy bears this Friday at Hunter's. Pub on the Drive has their annual over-the-top wreath auction coming up, and you can put on your best Santa drag and stretch your red self down the drive in the Sip and Strut. Of course, holiday parties and toy collections are nothing new. But we are in a time when bigots don't want children to even know we exist. That's why this year is so important. We need to show up and be there for everyone in our community. All children deserve happiness on Christmas morning and the other 364 mornings of the year. This is an opportunity to be Secret Santa in the best ways possible. And, I write, pardon me, I'm going to keep my comments brief. I write a lot of stories every week, at least 6 or 7 for the paper, stories for here, my other outlets, Outclick Magazine. And this is one of my favorites that I got to write. And this is an opportunity for us. It's an opportunity, and we don't even have to work that hard at it. Walgreens has a toy aisle with some really cool toys that are perfect for kids. Target, obviously, Walmart. This is our opportunity. Do something good. And someone else, please speak.
In the 10 years my husband Rick and I have lived here in South Florida, we've both been very impressed by the generosity of the LGBTQ plus communities in Wilton Manors and Fort Lauderdale. It's really admirable, and I think other cities would be wise to follow in the area's footsteps.
What's it like in Amsterdam and the EU? Do they have the same? I know there's Christmas. I know that.
Yeah.
Do they have the same charity drive? Do they have the same help of sense of community spirit?
Yes and no. I mean, for example, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving. It's not a holiday in here. And there are certain organizations that help to ensure that most likely children who grow up in very poor families get presents and get like some special time with Christmas. There's a famous TV personality called Linda. She has her own organization, which actually was, when I first competed in 2020 for a different pageant, was one of the charity events that I also worked for. And what they basically did was raising money for families that are below the average house income, given that they are not able to afford presents or like a good meal for Christmas or a different holiday. And they would support those families. They would support those families with food, money, clothing, toys for children. And I think that that's a very beautiful thing to do. However, it is not a common thing for the Dutch to help like your neighbor or something. I don't know how that is here, but it's not very likely. Only if you're like in very good contact with your neighbor. But I've never experienced that my neighbor come up to me and said like, "How are you doing? Do you need something extra?" Maybe that's because I'm just doing always very good. Maybe. But I've never had that. So there are some beautiful initiatives. Yes.
Awesome. And you can get the list of LGBT related organizations in this week's Out South Florida. Also, this last Saturday, I went to a food drive put together by, Michael Albetta. He works at the appraiser's office. He's very involved in our politics. Such a great man. We fed over almost over 2,000 people I know will be served by this. You can check out that video, the article in Out South Florida, and at John Hayden Journalist to see a little video. And I encourage you to look at it because it is really cool.